Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, and today it's time for me to answer a question that a bunch of people have been asking me over on Twitter. Now, I've had this from a few people, so I apologise that I can't shout out everyone, but Dennis at Denman2991 tweeted me yesterday saying, hang on a second, come on. These Zacian and Zamazenta cards are missing information. And I thought, alright then, let's have a chat about it, shall we? Now, what we're talking about is the new Galar collection. And there's a bunch available. You can get the Sobble version with Zacian, or you can get the Sobble version with Zamazenta, and then there are Score Bunny and Grookey versions with Zacian and Zamazenta. But the key point here is that what you get, in addition to some boosters and a pin and some promo cards of the first partner Pokemon, are jumbo versions of Zacian V and Zamazenta V. Cool. Early Pokemon V. But then you open up the box, you take them out, and they look like this. They're missing a whole bunch of information. I mean, straight off the bat, we can have a look at them and go, right. Weakness, resistance, retreat could be missing. Now, remember, not every Pokemon has weakness, resistance, and retreat. If we look at the baby Pokemon that have been coming around recently, let's take Munchlax as an example. All of them have no weakness, no resistance, no retreat. So, okay, maybe we can get around that. But then actually we look and go, well, there's no attack cost. There's no attack cost on either of the attacks. And no, we cannot make an argument for, oh, those attacks are going to be free. No, because we have a mechanism for free attacks. If we have a look at Alolan Grimer, we can see that it has a free attack. And what we basically have is like a hole or a dot or whatever you want to call it. A missing energy symbol. Now, admittedly, if we go back a little while, we actually had free attacks. So take something like the Gyarados that was very popular for a very long time. The one from Stormfront, that also had free attacks. And the free attack symbol looked slightly different. But it was still very much in the same kind of vein. It was like a hole, like a missing piece of information. So no, I do not think we can say that the attacks are free. The attack information is missing. We're also missing the typing, which incidentally I think is the number one reason why we don't have the attack cost, although actually that argument is going to fall apart very shortly. You'll see in a minute. So we don't have the typing, we don't have the weakness, resistance, retreat cost, we don't have the attack cost. We have the attacks, and as I'll show you in a minute, we've got good reason to believe there are no other attacks. But there's a lot of information missing from these cards. All we really have is the HP and the attacks. But we also have the artwork. We have Pokemon V, and it's very important at this stage to point out these are not designed to show you what Pokemon V are going to do. These are not designed to show you the limits of Pokemon V. They are not designed to get your deck building cogs turning. These cards are designed and released for one simple reason: to build hype for Sword and Shield and Pokemon V in general. That's what they're designed to do. And it's not about how good they are as cards or any of that rubbish. It is purely about building a little bit of hype. The thing is, we do actually have knowledge that both of these Pokemon have abilities, and both of the abilities have been omitted from the cards that we've been given. You see, during the World Championships, there was a teaser video. And during this teaser video, we were shown kind of looping around, zooming in, slightly obscured looks at Zacian V and Zamazenta V. We weren't shown a lot, and everything we were shown was weird angles, slightly blurred, etc. But we were shown enough to show us some information about Zacian V and Zamazenta V. Now, Zamazenta, we actually can make out exactly what the ability does. Zacian, not so much, though we can see a little bit of a hint. Also, as a quick side note, some of you may have noticed I had an opportunity to name the typings of Zacian and Zamazenta a moment ago. That was a deliberate choice on my part. The games have still been out for less than a week. Not everyone has finished them yet. Not everyone has caught the legendaries. So we're still giving it a few more days before we go full spoilers. Now, Zacian V has an ability that reads, once during your turn, you may search your deck and attach you find there to this Pokemon your hand. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So you're searching your deck, presumably for a Pokemon tool, you're attaching it to Zacian V, you're doing something to your hand, and then your turn ends. It's an ability to end your turn and searches your deck for something, presumably a Pokemon tool, probably something to do with Zacian Sword, and probably some new game mechanic we've not actually been told about yet. Now, of course, at this stage, many of you have probably noticed, where's the attack cost? Because I just told you that if there was an attack cost that was free, there would be a symbol, and yet there's nothing there. The answer is, again, I still think this is a deliberate choice on the part of the Pokemon Company. I think they were really keen to not show the typings of the Pokemon before the games were released, and to show the attack cost, unless it was all colourless, would be to show the typing. Even if it was colourless, that could potentially hint. So my point is, I think it's a deliberate choice here. But they hinted at the ability. Now, Zamazenta, we actually know what Zamazenta's ability does. We can see enough of Zamazenta's ability that we know it says prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from your opponent's Pokemon V Max. And of course, we've spoken about this a few times on these videos, whereby what is Pokemon V Max? Now, my prediction is it's going to be announced on Friday. So come back to the channel on Friday. Hopefully, I'll have the answer for you. We're gonna have to know soon, right? The sets come out in Japan in 2 weeks and 2 days. So in 2 weeks and 2 days, we will definitely know. But my prediction is we'll know just a little bit sooner. What are Pokemon V Max? We don't actually know. It's probably something to do with that 330 HP card that we were hinted at, shall we say, at the end of the video. We honestly don't really know. We don't have much information at all. Yeah. Sorry. We'll know soon enough is the honest answer here. We will know at some point in the near future. So to go back to the original question, why? Why print these cards with so much information missing? Because they want something when the games release. They want a Pokemon TCG product on the shelves so that kids that play the game can go, Mummy, 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 now can I have the cards? And it's not good enough to just have the first partner Pokemon. They've got 60 or 70 HP and weak attacks, and they're cool, and the artwork is beautiful. But it's not the same. Whereas Zacian and Zamazenta V, they're on the front of the boxes and they got 220, 230 HP. They look so much more impressive. It's not clear when you buy them that the information is missing, though, which I know has upset a couple of people. I don't mind so much, but I know some people are a little bit upset about that. But this is not without precedence. When Sun and Moon came out, there were the Alola collections, and take a look at the Solgaleo GX that was included in the box. And now let's compare it to Solgaleo GX as revealed. You will notice that the attack costs were missing, which is weird because they gave us the typing, but they still didn't show us the attack cost, and you'll notice they've left it blank just like they've done for Pokemon V. They hid the HP. At the time, the idea of a 250 HP two-prize Pokemon was, strange. Bearing in mind, back then, we had 250 HP Wailord EX, but that really was a weird exception, not what would become the norm. They also hid the fact that it was a Stage 2. So they hid the HP, the energy cost, and the fact that it's a Stage 2. But remember, at the time, when Sun and Moon came out, every legendary Pokemon had only ever been a basic. The fact that Solgaleo and Lunala were Stage 2s was weird. And that was hidden when they announced it at Worlds, and it was hidden when they released the promos. because they didn't want to give the game away. Yeah, the promos were released, if I remember correctly, the same day the games were released, but as I've said with me trying to avoid spoilers on this video, just because the games are out doesn't mean that everyone on the day of release has all the information. We got to give people a bit of time to get into the games and play them a little bit. Now, for comparison purposes, there was also a promo Lunala, and we see exactly the same thing. All the information is present and accounted for, except for the HP, the attack cost, and the fact that it is a stage 2. Keeping a bit of information back, because they don't want to show their hand, they don't want to tell people everything. Back with Solgaleo and Lunala, they didn't want to show off that they were stage 2s, although the fact that they didn't show basic really was a hint that something was up. They didn't want to show where HP was going, and they didn't want to show the attack cost. They wanted to keep those secret for now. Going back to Zacian and Zamazenta, they are deliberately withholding the typings and the attack cost. Typing for fear of spoilers, attack cost, same reason with Solgaleo and Lunala. Obviously, if you're going to hide the attack cost and the typing, you've got to hide the weakness and resistance for fairly obvious reasons. It would give that away. Why hide the retreat cost? I mean, if you're hiding weakness and resistance, you might as well hide retreat cost. Why hide the ability? Because there are mechanics on the abilities that they want to announce and show us that they're not ready to yet. Zamazenta V's ability shows us Pokemon V Max. Zacian's ability shows us some kind of mechanic with something you search your deck for an attach. And they are mechanics that they want to announce in their own time, not just drop into a couple of promos. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There is your explanation. How excited should you be about Zacian and Zamazenta V? Moderately. For all those people asking why they're missing information, hopefully this has answered all of your questions. As to whether the cards are any good or not, the honest answer is we don't know yet, we can't know yet, but it is not going to be very long at all until we get all of this revealed. Absolute maximum 16 days, because that's when the set releases in Japan. Although if they don't reveal it early, we're actually talking more 14 days for when they start getting leaked, because they'll be sent out to shops on the Wednesday, so people will get the information then. But I think we're going to have a reveal on Friday, so come back and share. For now, I'd like to know what you think. What do you think of Zacian and Zamazenta V? Do you think they look good? What do you think about the fact that Pokemon are hiding the information? Are you a fan? Or would you rather they just, gave us all the information? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice, would ya? And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.